Today I want to talk about the Myka Stauffer scandal. I know I don't normally, unless something has truly just been bothering me for days, will I make a drama video rant on this channel, but this is one of those days and I definitely want to talk about it. I will link a bunch of videos below which I think, if you have no idea what I'm talking about or who these people are, will give you an excellent video timeline explanation of who these people are and all this, I guess, scandals now. Some stuff seems to be clicking with people and we're slowly putting pieces together of what's going on. So basically this one YouTube family, this family vlogger lady and husband, please don't get me started about family vlogging influencers. It's pretty much all negative in my book, okay? You're welcome to come for me. This is my opinion and I will tell you why in the comments, but I'll leave that out of this video because I want to try and keep this relatively short and bittersweet. So this family actively sought out to adopt a child from a country that would allow them to, which was not going to be in the US because this woman had no infertility issues. She had kids. You know, there's some legal hoops or barriers if you try and adopt domestically, why they won't allow or make it harder for you. So they went the China route. They adopted a child from China, a little boy. Up until then, her channel wasn't that, you know, it was okay. You know, she had some subscribers. It wasn't like it was where you almost have 1 million subscribers. It was conservative amount, I'd say. Then once she adopted this kid from China and started documenting the process, then her channel, her husband is Stauffer's Garage. He does car detailing videos, which I was subscribed to, which I'm now unsubscribed to because I'm not going to condone this bullshit. He just does a great job of cleaning and detailing nasty, dirty cars. People have a thing for that, you know, whatever. But that's also when he came to being super famous for that as well. So after she had this adoption, there were videos of her talking about how there were doctors and professionals that intervened during the adoption process, and they're like, look, this kid has severe psychological disorders and neurological issues. He's, you know, severely autistic. He's going to be developmentally delayed, you know, everything you could think of. And then, of course, her having this, which if you watch these videos, you'll understand some of the words I'm using. She has this like savior white knighting complex. She even says in the video verbatim, you know, we were told he could have 99 out of 100 of the diagnoses and we would be fine with it because, you know, with my expertise as an RN, I feel that I could handle it. And, you know, for the most part, you might believe her because she puts on a very convincing face. She's just so sure of herself. Well, it turns out down the line, recently they just posted a video that they gave this kid back. They returned the child. They're calling it rehoming, like he's a fucking dog on Craigslist. This is a human being. And what makes me enraged is that now that they do not have custody, they are no longer his legal guardians, they still have his videos on their channel about the adoption process and a couple other things. He's in thumbnails. These videos are still monetized. They have no right to keep this child that is no longer theirs, that they fucking discarded, in their thumbnails and in their videos, and then they keep these fucking videos monetized. Are you insane? That just further proves that they actively sought out a child with disabilities to get all the clout and all the sympathy. Oh, you Stauffers, you guys are amazing. And I'm doing this in like a pandering voice because that's how they fucking talk. You guys are just like, you're so amazing. You like adopted a child from China. You'll get all the riches and all the gold and the satisfaction in life. And I pray, you know what I mean? I think that's what they are going to. And they were right, I guess, in a horrible way, that this was going to work out for them financially, because it did. They got lots of sponsorships, huge subscriber count, almost 1 million on each channel. She has a few channels too. The mommy vlog bubble, which I know, please don't get me started. She also has another channel where it's like cash crush. Damn near wanted to call this shit cash cow, because that's how she treated her adopted son from China. And then what makes it even more creepy is she always in her videos, this is my adopted son from China. Look at how shiny he is. And these are my kids, the bios. You guys, I'm sorry. And then the fact that they're hardly losing any subscribers, I feel like I'm being gaslit. Like, am I insane for having this outrage? Am I confused why their subscriber count is not dropping like it should when you actively sought out a cash cow adoption kid internationally, and then you returned him back when the shit got too tough? They even said, kids are not returnable. We love him. He's our son. They're insane. They returned this child. They're crazy. Am I insane for thinking that they're insane? This is what's getting to me. And I may not talk about my family too much on this channel. I try and keep my family life private for the most part, because, you know, we got to protect our kids, which is one thing why I don't like family vlogging channels. I don't think they're protecting their kids. And especially this boy, they were just disclosing all kinds of personal information about him before he even set foot on US soil. Like, this is where I get heated. In fact, why I'm so heated is because my youngest son is autistic. He may not be level 3 or severely, but he is high functioning autistic. And the thing with, when I found out my son was autistic, I didn't have selfish thoughts like, well, how is this gonna affect my life and my aspirations, and when he grows up, like, you know, he's not gonna leave, which I don't know if this family finally fucking came to this realization that this boy, who they even complained, you know, they live in an $800,000 house and make 6 figures a year. They complained that his speech therapy and OT or whatever was too much. So they shopped around to try and get an OT or speech therapy that was cheaper, and they crowdsourced, they crowdfunded to adopt him and for this and that. And then when the kid started going, you know, MIA and people were asking about it, they went on this lavish month-long vacation with the bios to Bali, where they finally couldn't keep it a secret anymore. Then they came out with this video where they're both all cleanly shaven and they're wearing clean white clothes and their linens are perfectly Cloroxed to perfection. They got all the uncleanliness out, all the sins out. Then they admitted that they refunded their child back into foster care. And all the while still keeping this kid, like I said, up, that's not even legally theirs, in monetized videos. This should be illegal. This should be fucking illegal. But YouTube does nothing about it. They allow this to stay in their system. Again, how is this legal? I don't know. He was supposed to get some kind of stem cell therapy that probably cost a lot of money to help him regrow some parts of his brain, because of course, like we all know now, he is very cognitively disabled. Is he still going to get that stem cell therapy? I don't know. He's in foster care. Is Medicaid going to cover that stuff? I don't know. They failed this child. Okay? They adopted this child. They made an investment. They got all the money, the investment back. And then when it got too tough to raise an autistic child, they threw in the damn towel. But they're still making revenue on him to this day, to this moment. And that makes me very upset. You know, when I found out my son was autistic, my husband and I went to, like, there's like autism chapters in every city, I guess. And we went to just a meeting and they talked about how to prepare your autistic child. I didn't know what that meant. You know, a lot of autistic people, maybe on the higher end of the spectrum, may be able to live independently one day with enough support. You know, my son has, he got support in school. He has an occupational therapist. He has a psychotherapist, and I also see a a psychiatric nurse practitioner or whatever, because I don't see the actual psychiatrist, but I see his nurse practitioner, and she manages my child's medication. It's expensive, okay? But you don't see me complaining that this shit's expensive while I'm wearing a $6,000 Cartier watch and going on lavish vacations out of the country. If it's so expensive, don't do that. Even if you're rich, I can understand if you're rich and you have someone that costs a lot of money medically, I can understand where that can be a hardship too. But you know what? You don't take the fucking vacations to Bali. You get rid of all your expensive Harry Winston, Cartier, Rolex stuff that you have in your house, your Beamers. You get moderately priced cars, a simple home that will suffice, and you spend all your money and you invest it into your child's future, which they did not do. They just return them and they're like, fuck it. We had a new kid about a year ago. I'm good. What? Maybe they finally realized, this kid is showing signs of aggression, which I don't even know if they got him therapy for. I don't even know. Fuck those people. I don't give a damn. I don't want to know at this point. They already got rid of him. If he got any kind of therapy or support for his aggression, yeah, autistic people can be aggressive. It can be managed by therapy. It can be managed by tools that your therapist gives you and medication. Okay? It can. And when maybe they realize, like I was saying, this kid's gonna grow up. He's gonna be a giant. When he has violent outbursts, what are they gonna do to the house? Punch holes in the wall, throw things, break things, maybe hurt the siblings, which I understand. Yeah, maybe there wasn't a good fit, but it took you 3 years to fucking figure this out. Now you're gonna jack this kid up more with his reattachment issues, sending him back into foster care because you couldn't deal with it. It was more than you bargained for. Even though you already said with your medical training and expertise, you guys were prepared for 99 out of 100 of his diagnoses. Spare me the bullshit. They're fake. Many people would say, I would never give up my child if he had some kind of disorder. Never. You deal with it because they're family. Once you adopted him, he became your biological child. And you don't fucking refer to your other kids as, hey, these are the bios. Cue the backtrack of the, cheesy 50s sitcom music and laughing. And this is Huxley, my adopted Chinese child. Like, what? What kind of bullshit is that? I'm sorry. That's psychotic. That's fucking crazy. Like I said, they're still making money on him today. It should be fucking illegal. Whoever adopts this child, the next adoptive parents should sue the fuck out of this family for revenue that this child is still making for their channel, even though he's not legally theirs. This is where I get so fucking upset. They realized he was going to become an adult one day. Things were going to get really tough because we don't want a blemish on our perfect Instagram influencer family lifestyle. Can't have it. Let's toss this one back. He's defective. That's how I view it, which is why I said these family influencer vloggers creep the fuck out of me, because the illusion of perfection is nothing more than illusion. Life is not perfect. And when they brought this autistic child into the mix of their perfect lifestyle, it fucked it up. It became a blemish, and they had to remove the stain, right? They had to clean it all out, wipe it clean, which is why in the last video, they're wearing their perfectly Clorox bleached white shirts and their just white linen bedding. No sins. We're washed of our sins. It's so creepy, you guys. That's all I have to say about this. Like I said, I am going to link all these videos that I think you should watch if you'd like to get yourself immersed into what's happening here, because it's truly disgusting what's going on with this child. People are not commodities to be bought and sold like they're being human trafficked. Oh, dare I say the fucking word, they human trafficked this child. Maybe that's a little much, but they took someone in under false pretenses, right? Said they were going to give him a good life, exposed him, made money off of him, and then threw him back out in the trash. I mean, am I wrong for saying that? I'm sorry. I'm just really, really upset because, you know, win or lose, you're gonna have kids and you don't know what the dice will roll for you, but you keep them because they're family, and they knew damn well what they were getting themselves into with this child, and they threw him back. That's all I have to say. My kid's calling me. I gotta go.